Good morning, everyone. Divorce isn't the end, it's the breakthrough that you've been praying for. So, welcome to this week's new podcast episode. And you're probably going to be wondering why I'm going to be talking about this topic today. Divorce isn't the end, it's the breakthrough that you've been praying for. So, for every woman who's walked through divorce, feeling lost, wondering if it's too late to start again, this episode is for you. So if you are watching this live right now on my YouTube channel, please hashtag live in the comments and please let us know where you are live streaming from. So we are live right now on my YouTube channel. We are also live on my Facebook fan page, which is Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. And also, my new website is live, so please go explore, subscribe to my newsletter, and book a breakthrough call with me today. So if this is you and you are struggling, because if you are struggling and you're feeling lost after divorce, wondering if it's too late to start again, this episode is for you. So I know that pain, and I know what it feels like to sit in silence, questioning your worth, your identity, and your future. But let me remind you today that you are not too old, you are not too far behind, you are right on time for your breakthrough. So in this powerful new episode of Let's Break the Silence, I'm sharing my personal story and speaking life into yours, because divorce is not the end of your calling, it's the beginning of your comeback. So this episode this week will be uploaded on Spotify and Apple. So please do not forget to subscribe to my podcast. You search for Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. I am on Spotify, Apple, and all the live streaming platforms that you listen to. So let's dive into this topic, because I am super excited to talk about this. And I just want to remind you of this truth, okay? I know for me, I questioned my worth. I struggled because I struggled with loss of identity. And I struggled with the fear of starting over. And how many of you here who are watching the live today or watching the replay feel that, like you're divorced? Let's say you get a settlement. Let's say you're just completely free from divorce. But then you feel like you're left hanging, meaning that you don't know what to do now, because you feel that you've been watered down, if that makes sense. You feel that you've lost your sense of self-worth. You lost you lost your confidence, and you're looking to reclaim your life back. That's what I'm here to talk about today, because divorce is not the end, it's the breakthrough that you've been praying for. So actually, it's a blessing in disguise. And today I am going to be sharing with you how I went from feeling stuck, lost, and broken to reclaiming my voice, rebuilding my confidence, and stepping into the purpose God has planned for me all along. Because guess what? We are born to do great things. God has instilled with us so many gifts, and God created the universe, and the universe rewards action. So if you're feeling broken or feeling lost or still feeling somewhat, like grieving, because I went through the grieving process. It's a process, okay? Divorce is a process, and I grieved through that process. But then I realized that I was in a toxic marriage, and being married to whom I thought was going to be the love of my life, that wasn't what I was destined to be. So God actually reconstructed me into who I am today. And it is a process, and I am going to be talking about that right now. So the real struggles divorced women face. So identity loss. So who am I without the relationship I built everything around? Self-doubt. And I talked about this last week in last week's podcast episode. Can I really start over at this age? Of course you can. Age is just a number. And I was 48 when I got divorced. And the real struggle, another struggle that divorced women face is shame and isolation. Because we have been conditioned to believe that we marry for better, for worse, for richer or poorer until death do us part. It doesn't work that way. Okay, because if you're not happy, it's time to break the silence. And so many women don't talk about this, and they don't talk about how lonely this process feels. And I can certainly relate to that. So if you can relate to that, please drop a comment below, because I would love to hear your thoughts. I know for years I felt ashamed. For years I felt ashamed of, even talking about how I overcame, my journey through domestic violence, because it's a silent epidemic. And I know that more women are coming out today, and they are sharing their real life stories. And I had to surrender and reclaim my identity and get over that shame and isolation, because guess what? We do not do life alone. We cannot do life alone. I sought mentorship. I went to therapy for 1 year, and actually it served me well in that case, because I realized that I could live on my own and I could stand on my own 2 feet. Financial, emotional fear is another fear that women face. Will I ever feel secure again? Okay. Will I be able to live and be financially free? And the answer is yes, that can happen. And I know for me, I struggled financially. I was $50,000 in the hole, but I became involved in the online space. I began to do research. I went to the public library, and then I realized that a company that I used to be partnered with changed my life. And I was able to break free from that limiting belief, because having that fear and shame and having that financial fear is a limiting belief. So I help you break through that limiting belief. There's enough money out there, everyone. And I was just listening to a live about an hour ago. I was watching a live, and I was so inspired, because many women face financial blocks, money blocks. And I know for me, that was a struggle for a long, long time. But then I rediscovered that, I worked in corporate America. I have no regrets, because I was able to make money, make 6 figures, and then put that money into my business. So I reinvested it. And what I want to say is this: there is life after divorce. I can tell you this: there is life after divorce. So what I want to say is, he repurposes your pain. You can turn your pain into purpose, and it requires a faith-fueled mindset shift. So divorce doesn't disqualify you, it positions you. And so let me just share this. My faith became my foundation again, because many people ask me about faith and belief. I focus on prayer, scripture, and speaking life over yourself. Because when you speak positivity into your life, you are going to reap the rewards, and abundance is going to start to flow into your life. So what I want to say is, have faith and belief. It takes a lot of faith and belief, and that is a skill set, and that requires building up that muscle. So what I want to share is this. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that Bible verse up right now, and I am going to read it right now. So, Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, the NIV version. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and to not harm you, plans to give you a hope and future. And this is one of my favorite Bible verses. And I'll tell you why, because the Lord told me that I had another plan. God made another plan for me. And let me read the rest of it. So I'm going to read verse 12. Then you will call on me and come pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. You will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back from captivity. I will gather you from all the nations and places where I've been banished you, declares the Lord, and I will bring you back to the place from which I carried you into exile. So basically, what that means is, God had another plan for me. And when you lean into God and lean into faith, that's when the breakthroughs start to happen. So your breakthrough starts when you stop believing the lie that is too late. So here's what I mean by that. Stop telling lies to yourself. That's imposter syndrome. It's a limiting belief. And for years, I was telling lies to myself. For example, that I was not good enough to go back to work. I was not good enough to be in the online space again. I was not good enough to create a digital product, which is my signature program, Let's Break the Silence. Oh yeah, I used to say to myself, I'm not good enough to go live. And here I went live in March of 2018. And I know I keep talking about this all the time, but I just want to drive the point home that sharing my story and sharing my vulnerability produced 7 million views on Facebook. And I will never forget that moment. That was a huge pivoting moment for me. And then I started to reclaim my confidence. So confidence is reclaimed through small daily choices. I call it a DMO, direct method of operation, and it starts within you. So for me, that was journaling, praying, focusing on Bible scriptures. I read Bible scriptures every single morning. I journal every single day. So this is my new journal that I bought. And I have several journals. And I'm proud to say that I journal at least 10 things that I am grateful for every day. So when you start on this path of gratitude, what I always tell my clients is just focus on 3 things that you're grateful for. Write them down. Write them down. That's so important, because the more that you journal and write things down, the more that is going to move you into a state of gratitude, and abundance will start to flow in your life. Okay. So I work with women to identify those emotional blocks, and I work with professional women to rebuild their faith and confidence and discover their purpose. So I work with divorced women. So I work with you in identifying what those emotional blocks are, because there's a sleeping giant within you that is seeking to roar and to come out of you. And the problem is And listen, I can certainly understand where you are coming from, is that, we've been shut down. Like like whether you are going through a divorce right now, or you have already, you are already divorced, but still you're looking to step into your purpose, and you're looking to, identify, what's really holding me back from living the life that I truly deserve to live. We're going to explore that. And what I want to say in closing is I am going to encourage you today to book a breakthrough call with me. And if this live today resonated with you, I want to personally invite you to a breakthrough call with me. And what we're going to do is this. We are going to talk about where you're stuck, what's been weighing you down, and how to take that bold faith and move forward. So you don't have to figure this out alone, okay? It is time to rise, because there's, you could stay in survival mode for so long. But guess what? You were born to, God gave you special gifts, and you were born for greatness. So what I would like you to do, please, is to go to my website right here, to letsbreakthesilence.com. Please book a breakthrough call with me. When you go on my website, you will see the homepage and book a call. Please book a breakthrough call with me today. And also, subscribe to my newsletter, please. If you want to continue to receive resources that will equip and empower you on your healing journey, please, again, go to my website. There will be a pop-up to subscribe to my newsletter with news and promotions. Live events are coming up. So the next live event that is coming up is the Real Raw live event. So I stepped into faith, and I am going to be speaking live in London on June 1st. So I will be posting the link in the show notes so you can purchase your ticket. And I will be in London on May 27th. I'm really, really excited. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to be flying out of Florida. And if you would like to meet me, please send me a message, and then we will make arrangements to meet. Okay. So I am really, really happy that I did this podcast episode with you today. And in closing, I want to say this. This is your moment to get clear, heal deeper, and step into the confident, purposeful woman you were created to be. So click the link in the show notes, please, and book a breakthrough call with me today. And let's break the silence and rise together, because we were born to rise from the ashes. So until next time, stay bold, stay faithful, and never forget you were born for this. And I want to say something else too. Your story didn't end with divorce. It began again with your decision to rise up. So you are not broken. You are becoming. And God is not done with you. He's just getting your journey started. So if this episode spoke to your spirit and you're ready for your own breakthrough, I invite you to book a free breakthrough call with me today, and we are going to explore and see if we are a good fit to work together. So have a beautiful day, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. And until next week, stay blessed. Have a beautiful Thursday, and happy May 1st.